Hey guys, Borderkeeper here. Last video we talked about how to set up a TMF mission and how to do the player loadouts. And in this one we will dabble in the AI loadouts and how to clean the rest up. So I'll open my old briefing and the example briefing we were given. So briefing op, since we are op 4, I can delete everything else except the admin SQF because that one is for admins, and I can change the your text here for admins so they can maybe see like what's the respawns and maybe ratio. So anything you want to have admin see if there's any issues. But briefing op, I'm going to be changing that. The only difference from the old mission config.hpp, which I'm going to open now, I'm looking at briefing op. There we go. And this is the new one. So all you need to do is put your stuff in between like these break lines. So br slash means it breaks the line. So we have no paragraph now. We have to do the paragraphs ourselves most of the time. Or if you want to break a line, you will need to use this br slash. That's useful when you're making lists. So what I'm gonna do a little bit of fuckery. So I'm gonna remove all these things so it's easier to work with. I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna remove dashes. No, dashes can stay. Okay, so that's about it. Then I'm gonna shift tab it back. Remove. Okay, so let's start pasting it in. So this is the situation. So situation is here. I'm gonna add it here. The only difference is that I want to break lines on these particular areas. So I'm gonna take the BR and put it like bam, bam, and bam. Actually, not the last one because we're already breaking the line over here. The enemy forces, that's this. Again, bam, bam, bam. Friendly forces is this part. Okay, then the mission, short summary of the mission objectives. Actually, hang on. Yeah, so mission is this thing. Bang, bang, bang. Execution commander's intent, that's here. Again, bang and bang. Leave the last row. Movement plan, that's this. Oh no, movement plan is empty, so I can remove it. Fire support plan is empty, so I can remove it. Special task is empty, so I will remove it. Administration is not. Well, administration is basically logistics, so I'm gonna put it here. Bang. And that's the briefing done. So that's the briefing. What I'm gonna do next is just go to TMF, briefing settings, and I'm gonna remove the blue for ones and info ones. It really doesn't do anything, but it's good for, maybe it might break something. I'm not sure if you delete the briefings, but you don't delete them from here. The system's looking for them, so who knows what might happen. So I'm just gonna leave the op4 one because that's the only one I need. Logic, which means the game masters and op4 will be able to see it. I'm gonna create a loadout page for it, and bam. So that's the briefing done. The only thing that's left now are the AI loadouts. So the AIs, as you can see, are the default AI that I placed down. So I think they are like guerrilla base soldiers, but that's not what I want. I want them to be something a little bit different. So I am going to go to the config HPP again, and I'm going to take a look at the AI gear. So for uniforms, I wanted this, vest this, headgear this, and a rifle. So that's as simple as it can be actually. Now that I'll look at it. Oh, that's blue 4, my bad. So blue 4, what had this? I used blue 4 for like a scout unit for mortar, but op4 had this, which is also quite simple actually. So the thing the way I am doing it, and the reason I think is the best, is create another loadout file. So in the Battle Diplomats BK loadouts, I just have Russians. So I'm gonna do what are the actual enemy forces though? National Party of Chinaris. So National Party of Generous. There we go. And I'm gonna copy the Russians because the National Party won't be more complex. And I'm gonna overwrite this with the config.hpp. So I'm gonna move this here. I actually, I like to have FTLs with binos and GLs in as AI, and also I like to give them grenades, so they kind of shoot the grenades, they shoot the GLs, the FTLs take out their binos. It kind of makes the AI more interesting in my opinion. So I'm gonna do the baseman first, again, as I did before. So uniform is gonna be cap UI leader, vest is gonna be the no flag. In reality, if I wanted to, I could go to Ace Arsenal, search up this vest, and maybe like put more variation in it. Same with the player loadouts, but for now it doesn't really matter. This is just for an example. I'm gonna touch it up a little bit later. So headgear, that's this. Backpack, they don't have a backpack? Yeah, they don't have a backpack. Okay. Doesn't matter. Items, they have medical. Oh, and by the way, if the AI also has CLSs, they will like medic people if they have enough time left. So that's also a little bit of a nice touch that you can add. If they have medical, they will medical. If they have actual CLS, the CLS will do this job. We'll try to. Rifleman, same thing. I will just add a weapon to it. So he has just an AK early. Magazines. Here it's a little bit different. I'll actually have to give him a magazine because in ARCore the system would give them magazines as they expanded the last one, but here I'll have to do it myself. So I'll find the AK, find the magazine in Ace Arsenal, and give him a random one. So I'm gonna give them Red Tracer Backlight, for example. Oh no, just a normal Red Tracer. I'm gonna Control C. Whilst I'm hovering over it, that will export the class. I will Control V it here. And I'll probably do just one grenade. So 8 magazines is probably too much. Let's do like 5 magazines, 1 grenade, 2 smoke shells. And the backpack items, not important. Then I will do grenadier, no need. I won't have a grenadier, I won't have a carabinier. CLS I will, no need of medic. I'll have an FTL. No need for this. I won't have AR, and RAT. So I will just want these 4 classes for my AI. I don't need anything more complex. So Rifleman is already done. CLS is already done. Because I removed the Carabinier, I'm just gonna make him take stuff from the Rifleman. I don't really care if the CLS is too heavy, if it's AI. The FTL, again, take from Rifleman because I removed the Grenadier. I'm just gonna give him the weapons right away like this. Like this, and then I'm in the magazines. I'm gonna give him the GL stuff, and he doesn't need map tools really. Then doesn't. Oh, I'm gonna leave him with the GPS probably. Why not? And RAT, I'm gonna give him RPG 18 instead, so he doesn't have to have a backpack. And I'll basically use only. Right. So now I just need to make sure that FTL has the proper GLs. So I'm gonna go to Russians, find my Grenadier. So I'm gonna give him this. But this would be a little bit too excessive, so I'm gonna lower it to like 3 and 4 smokes. I think that's suitable. Actually, maybe 4. There we go. So that's my FTL, my RAT, my CLS, my Rifleman, and the baseman that is just a naked man. Man without a weapon. So that's my thing. Now that I have created it, I need to include it in the mission. So I'll need to go to description.ext. And here is class example loadout. I will add a new class. The name is not important, so I'm just going to do like npoc. And display name is going to be National Party of Generous. And hashtag include is going to be loadouts npoc.hpp. Don't put a semicolon after the include. Just make sure it's the same as the example loadout class. Now that I've done that, I can go back into my mission, and if I Control save, it will reload it. I made a mistake somewhere it seems. So npoc hpp line 55 undefined base class car. 55. Oh, yeah, an issue. I don't have carabinier, but I want him to get it. Rat requires him, so I'm just going to change it to rifleman. And control save. This thing will still pop up even though it's fixed, I think. So I hope it's going to disappear in a bit. There we go. Let me just change one line just so it reloads. Yep, so it's correct now. So what I'm going to do now is apply the loadouts to all the units. So I'm going to select all independent. Search. Okay, so if I search independent, it expands all of it. So I'm just going to search int, select all, and then I'm going to right click one of them. Find the assigned gear, enabled yes from mission file, National Party of Chinaris, Rifleman. There we go, and that should apply to everyone. And it looks like it did.